back to my channel. So for today I'm going to be doing a Copic marker speed paint of this cute little vampire girl on the beach. So this is actually a continuation of my last video. The last video was the Copic Sketch Fine Nib review, as well as a 2 marker challenge using the markers that I installed the new nibs on. And in that video I had this image in my head of doing this really beautiful gothic lady, which is why I picked the blue and the purple for the 2 colors that I was going to use. The 2 colors I had picked was B34 and V25. And I thought they would look really good with black and I could do a really pretty gothic lady. But every time I went to sketch something, it just wasn't coming up to expectation. It just wasn't what I really wanted. So I kept sketching more and more and more. I think I spent like 3 days just like sketching like a crazy person, like constantly like trying more. And normally that would be a good thing, but nothing quite really clicked as what I really wanted to use. So I asked a bunch of other people what they thought, and a lot of people wanted this cute little witch girl, which I liked also with her cat, but I tried to color that with the 2 marker challenge, just those 2 colors, and I ruined that drawing. I think the colors did not suit it at all. The drawing that I did for the last video ended up being the best for those colors, and I think I executed it the best for a 2 marker challenge because I stuck to those 2 colors. But I kind of wanted to do more since I've sketched so many. I wanted to do more illustrations. So I was flipping through my sketchbook and I saw this drawing. It was a really tiny little thumbnail and I thought it would work really well for the colors that I had. So I ended up scanning into my computer, blowing it up with Photoshop to be about the right size for a letter size page because the paper I use for marker paper is letter size. And I transferred it over with my light box, and I tried to be really careful with my light box because I find, actually it's not even just light box, it's like anytime I ink I find that I lose a little bit from my sketches. I kind of like my sketches more. I feel like my sketches have more life and more beauty, and I somehow lose a bit of that when I transfer it from sketch to ink and or from sketch to sketch with my light pad. And I've noticed that even other artists say this, even professional artists have said that this happens. So I've been trying to be really careful about the way that I transfer an image. I've been trying to like super careful about what lines I transfer, what curves I transfer. And I've noticed that with this one, when I refined the sketch, because I was trying to clean up some of the anatomy issues and trying to make the umbrella look more like an umbrella and not just like a sketchy, vague thing, it just didn't work. it just lost that life that I really liked from the original sketch. So I ended up kind of leaving a lot of it in. So it's a bit sketchy, it's a bit stylized, but I think it kind of works. I think it still looks really nice. So I'm not labeling this a 2 marker challenge, even though I'm using the same materials as the previous challenge, because I ended up using more markers. I just thought I couldn't picture how it would look good using the 2 colors with like the sand, the beach sand. And I didn't want to use beach sand coloring either. I wanted to keep the image more stylized, so I wanted to keep it to like blacks and grays. And what I really wanted to do, honestly, was to use like a brush pen and then add water, so I'd have like an ink wash for the background. But I don't really have a pen that would work with that and Copics. I couldn't figure out the logistics of doing that at all. So I ended up just being like, forget the 2 marker challenge thing. I'll just bring in some black and gray markers to get the image that I want in my head down on the paper. And it turned out really well. I'm super happy with it. But again, like I said, the last video was way too long. I wanted to add this to that video, but it was already way too long. So I decided to do a separate video so you guys could have like a Friday upload, since I uploaded the last one midweek and it was super late. And also so you can kind of see, I think it would get buried in the other video, otherwise you wouldn't be able to see the speed paint at all. For this drawing, I really wanted to stay away from using the paint method that I used in the previous one. I'm not sure why. I enjoyed that method a lot, but I just felt like I should try to use my colorless blender more instead of the painting method. But for the background sky, it just wasn't working out. I wanted the background of the sky to be a bit lighter, and I was trying to use my colorless blender to achieve that, but then it started to eat into the paper and I panicked, so I just pulled out the Copic Various ink and my rubbing alcohol and started to use the painting method instead. And I decided to show that part like real time for you guys, but unfortunately you also get to see my clumsiness real time too. But it is so much fun to do. And just to be clear, this is not a method that I invented. I saw it on another YouTuber's channel before, and I only just used it for the first time during the 2 marker challenge, and it was so much fun. I will probably be using that a lot in the future, but it's a little too much fun, honestly. I think I could abuse that pretty easily, and that is one of the ways that I ruined my one drawing that I keep alluding to, but I'll probably never show because it was pretty bad. Yeah. And since I was already using the painting method, I not only filled in the sky with a lighter color, but I also decided to add a little bit of the blue and the purple to the sand color as well to help unify the piece, because the sand would be reflecting a little bit of the sky color as well as the umbrella color, just a tiny hint of it, just to kind of make it feel more unified. I had some trouble while I was filling in the color of the underside of the umbrella and the sand as well. My marker kept kind of quitting on me. The brush part was getting like all super dried out, and it was so weird because I was refilling the marker quite a few times and it just didn't seem to reach the nib somehow. So I had to give up on a smooth color and just like let the marker sit in between like every few minutes. And that was actually the part where I was thinking about the review and thinking that I should mention that if you want to do large areas in an illustration, it's going to be a little bit of a problem, because I had so much problem with the purple marker drying out on me. And of course, the smaller nib is not helpful in that situation. It would have been more helpful to have the chisel side in that situation. But at the same time, I don't really use very large areas often, so it still kind of worked out. So to smooth out the color of the underside of the umbrella, I had to use a lot of color pencil. I luckily had a purple that was really similar to the Copic marker purple, so that it helped me to smooth out the purple, like the gaps in the color, and make it look a bit nicer. And I also used the black color pencil to kind of give an illusion of like shadow and like depth to the umbrella as well. And yeah, I think this drawing turned out really well. I really like the feel of this one, and I really like the color palette. It just ended up looking so good with the blacks and the grays and the purple and the blue. I think it just looked perfect for this one. I really enjoyed it a lot, and I really hope you guys like this one too. And if you did, definitely let me know by leaving me a comment down below and giving this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel. I post art related videos every week. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!